the right touch, and I don't know what came over me. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Friday, honey. We are down here, girl. Yes, it's a little Stephanie Mills for your girls. Yeah, shout out to Stephanie Mills. So we're down here, girl. We don't have nothing to talk about. I was actually on line. I see how many news sites, websites have picked up this story with Darius and Keke. Yeah, girl. And I mean, somebody was like, that was disrespectful. She shouldn't have had that on. Girl, a lot of people were like, he saw her before she left, but she was in Las Vegas with her friends. It looked like she was on a girls' trip. And I guess that was the dress he saw. He saw the dress at the same time everybody else saw the dress. She said, I wish I would have took more pictures. I know that's right. To commemorate this moment. But like Huffington Post picked it up. I think Fox, ABC, 7, like on their website. Watch, I'm gonna search for Keke on Google. 3 crows right here in front of me. I need to take a picture so y'all can believe me. I just took a picture. They sitting right there. Yes, chilling. Look. I'm taking a picture. I'm gonna post a picture so y'all can see, because I know you're probably like, girl, she lying. Shut up. It's 3 of them just sitting right there, right in front of my car. I'm telling you. That's how they come to me. Anyways, even though they are grubbing, whatever it is, it's some food in front of my car. This is it. This is it, baby. Let me tell you something. This song came out when I was in elementary school, baby. We used to get in trouble for singing this song. Because it was, listen. He said, I'm the one to make you keep you warm, Shaka. Yes, I feel for you. I think that was my first introduction as a kid to Shaka Khan was I Feel For You. I think so. I think a lot of Gen Xers can say that's the first time they maybe the younger Gen Xers. I'm a young Gen Xer. Right? I wasn't born in the 60s. Shout out to y'all, cuz y'all little different. Y'all a little different. It's a little bit. A little bit. So yeah, so the news cycles was picking up Keke. So that's what I said I wanted to do. I wanted to go on Google and Google Keke Palmer's name, and I'll tell you that the people are picking up the story, and a lot of people are just like, Yahoo, CNN, Essence, In Style, the Washington Post, People Magazine, Forbes. Keke Palmer social media drama with boyfriend Darius explained. Keke Palmer has fitting reaction to her boyfriend shaming her outfit. Keke Palmer's baby daddy Darius returns to social media but deletes images of his lady love amid outfit shaming controversy. USA Today, everybody's picking it up. Because he was out of order. He embarrassed her. And you don't do that, especially, oh shit. Oh, there it is. Especially knowing who she is, like I felt like he should have retweeted the post with the lyrics to There Goes My Baby. Because There Goes My Baby is a song literally about, like, look at the girl that I'm with. Look at the woman that I'm with. You don't know how it feels so good to call you my girl. You don't know how good it feels to call you my girl. Oh, I knew I chipped this damn nail. I heard it. Oh, I heard it. I'm so annoyed. Oh my God. It like chipped. Girl, that's stupid. Anyway, so yeah, the news cycles are picking them up. It's going to be the topic of conversation for a minute. Like somebody on Twitter said, it has all of the the makings of the ongoing conversations that happen on Twitter, especially amongst people always want to talk about relationships. That's like the majority of the conversations are about relationships, because we're all just relating to each other in different ways. But romantic relationships seem to be the topic of conversation, and how men and women should show up and what's respectful and not. A lot of people feel like the dress was disrespectful, and I'm just like, how does what someone else wear, how does that, how is that disrespectful to you? How does what I wear disrespectful to you? Right? It sounds like what do the kids say? It sounds like a you problem. It really does. How does what I have on disrespectful to you? How does what I have on a misrepresentation of our relationship? How does my clothing choice misrepresent the relationship? My clothing choice has nothing to do with my relationship. Girl. And y'all, I know people, I've done it, modified what I wore because somebody felt uncomfortable. I've done that. And it's not, it's like you are changing for yourself. You're not doing it. I mean, you're changing for someone else. You're not doing it for yourself. And it's like, unless I want to do that, then it doesn't feel good. You're not showing up authentically. It feels fake. And when you're with someone who wants to modify you, right, into something that is uncomfortable for you, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. Because if you really cared about me, you wouldn't want to modify me to a point where I'm not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about it. That's what somebody said. That Keke Palmer thing encompasses all the Twitter buzz topics: money and power, relationship dynamics, misogyny, slut shaming, submission, gender roles. We about to see threads about this for weeks. Oh, did you hear? Speaking of threads, okay, so Instagram, Meta, Facebook, they've created almost exact replica of Twitter in an app called Threads. At first, I wasn't gonna make an account, but I just wanted to make an account to get my handle. Um, but the people at Twitter are upset, and a lot of people are saying that Elon Musk, he really effed up when he fired all those people, and they just went to other companies. They just went to other social media platforms. And yeah, let's go ahead and make a app that is exactly like Twitter, like the functionalities, everything are exactly the same, and call it Threads. And I've always said, I feel like Twitter, one of the reasons why I like Twitter is it because it feels like you're like in a big group chat and you're just seeing everybody talk and talk, and you can jump in on conversations and discussions about things, and add your little 2 cents about things or whatever. I love Twitter. Like, that is my preferred um, social media application. Like, I really don't care about, I'm hardly ever on Instagram, only to look for stories. I'm probably on Instagram. I have a what do you call a timer? Is it a timer? Yeah, I have a timer on Instagram for an hour. And sometimes I don't hit that hour mark until like late in the evening. Like, it'll take me all day to be on Instagram for an hour, because I only go on there. I don't even like, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all who send me DMs. I get to them, but it'd be a while, and I'd be like, oh, sometimes, and a lot of the times I think you guys are just responding to stories, but then sometimes y'all send me stories and links and stuff like that, and I don't get to them for a few days. I'm not in Instagram. I browse for a little while and then I leave. Like I said, I have an hour timer on my Instagram, and after an hour it'll say, what does it say? um Application locked, or what's, and then like you can bypass it for the day, you can bypass it for 15 minutes or something like that. and it takes me all day to use Instagram for an hour. It really does. So I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know about Threads because I just don't like the way, like I don't particularly like the way that Meta operates. Like I'm not a big fan of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I I don't know. So I don't know about the site, right? Um I said to myself, I don't know if I damn. I said to myself, I don't know if I want to get into it. I just don't like, I don't know. I'm not comfortable. I didn't like Facebook, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I did get a handle, and it is ericadinerotv. But also the people are mad at Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, but you fucked up. You came to Twitter and you really fucked it up. Like, he really fucked it up. Especially even the character increase, the count. Like, Twitter for me has always been about how can you say what you want to say in 140 characters or less. You have to be very clever. You know, it's hard for people who like to over explain things. And then they started Threads, and then for Meta to come out with the app and call it Threads, like, girl, it sounds like some shit. You know what I'm saying? This used to be my song too. Yes. I love ghosts. Yes. Come on, Cameo. Shut up. I'm telling you, I was born at the right time, girl. So this morning, I accidentally ate two edibles because I was like, did I eat that other one? And then I saw the wrapper over there in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, I did. So I ate two edibles this morning. It's only 20 milligrams. Somebody in the comments was like, how do you drive on edible? I know what my dosage is because I don't know if you want to call it overdose. I probably shouldn't say that on here, but I've gone over my limit. I remember one time, girl. I remember one time I had a cookie, Corova cookies. They're good. They are so good. So I had a cookie, right? And I didn't know, I think the cookie was 200 milligrams. It was before they put the 100 milligram regulation in California. You could only sell edibles at 100 milligrams in each package. So this cookie was, I think, 200 milligrams. So I didn't know, they didn't have like a pie chart on the usually on the package they'll put like kind of guide you on what is 10 milligrams, right? And I took a big piece, and I remember when it hit, I literally felt like the witch in the Wizard of Oz. I felt like I was melting. Melting. Bitch, I felt like I was melting, and I was like trying to make it to the couch so I could just lay down. And I was laughing the whole way to the couch, and it felt like forever trying to get to the couch, even though the couch was literally maybe less than 5 feet away. I was like, let me get to the couch. Before I just laid on the couch, and I was laughing the whole time. It was so funny. I don't remember. So I've basically gone over my limit. I know what my dosage is, and so I know what it is to keep me at the level that I want to be, right? It's so funny. That is so funny. I remember that. I remember the first time I had an edible. The first time, let me tell you a story. The first time I had an edible. Have I told this story before? Girl, I was at a party in Silver Lake. Shout out to Silver Lake. I was at a party in Silver Lake. And they had some Godiva chocolate chip edibles. So good, baby. When I tell you them damn edibles were so good. I think this was the first time I had an edible. Yes. And they were so good. And I ate the whole cookie. I don't know. I didn't nothing about a dosage or nothing, girl. I ate the whole cookie. After a while, we were just sitting, party and stuff. Once it kicked in, I was in the kitchen, right? I was in the kitchen. And I remember having my arms crossed like that, like leaning leaning against the counter. And I remember thinking to myself, bitch, I'm stuck. If anything pops off in this house party right now, I'm gonna be stuck. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to move. Bitch. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to move, right? And so I don't remember who it was who came up to me. I was like, I need to get to that bedroom right there. And he was like, okay. So I went into the bedroom, my friend's bedroom. I went into her bedroom and I laid down on the bed. And I remember I had a Nokia phone, a flip phone, and it was the technology where you're able to actually do a voice note was available. So I left myself a voice note and I said to I said, talking to myself, I was like, don't you ever, don't you ever do an edible again. Do not do this ever again. You are stuck, and it was like the first time I was like, that is what I was thinking. If anything pops off in here, I'm stuck. Like I was literally just sitting, and I don't know how long I was standing there, but I was just standing there I was just stuck. And I feel like it was Dale. I feel like I asked Dale to open her door. I almost said her name. Open her door, and so I can get in her room and lay down on the bed. And then I recorded a voice note like, girl, don't you ever, don't you ever, girl. It was so funny. That was the first time I did an edible. Them damn cookies were so good. So anyway, what else were we talking about? What was we talking about? Oh, that I accidentally took 2 edibles this morning. But I know my dosage. That's what I was saying. I know my dosage. You get to learn your dosage, but unless it's like regulated, like I see you like people online in different states, they have like edibles that are like, however many milligrams, and a lot of people just take the edibles, take them, take them, take them, take them, take them, and they'll be on a cloud, like literally on a cloud. And 2, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now there's 8 crows there. It's like the feathers are so black. Oh my God. The feathers are so black that when you look at them, you can see color. Like you can see like they're so pretty. Oh my God, I love crows. Sorry, y'all. But it's like a lot of them just sitting here, and all their feathers look so black and pretty. Like you literally look at them and you could see color on them. Like you can see a color spectrum. I love crows. Shout out to the crows, okay? All right, so what are we talking about, girls, ladies? Um, yeah, so I ended up getting a Threads account, and I only posted one thing. Threads new. Okay, so let's go to our saved. Yeah, I don't really care for Meta. Like I don't know what they stand for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they do a lot of things. Facebook, yeah, that's why they had to change the name, because it's like you had to rebrand because Facebook has a bad name. It really does. I wanted to read shout out to the Darkest Hue on Instagram. She always comes with the breakdowns of things that are going on in culture that are related to, Black girls, women and femmes, facilitating the uncomfortable conversations is what her bio says on Instagram. The Darkest Hue. Keke Palmer and the House Husband Complex. She says many people were taken aback when Darius Dalton, like a lot of people didn't even know his fucking name. I didn't know his name. I know Keke. Let me tell you something. I knew Keke Palmer was pregnant, had a baby, and I never knew old boy's name. Wasn't even interested in knowing his name. Wasn't even one of those people who are like, oh, you need to get married, girl. I had no clue who. I just knew that he was homeboy's brother from Instagram, from Insecure Instagram. Ooh, that's all I knew. I didn't know his name. I seen his face, of course, because he, on the media, social media. I seen his face and things, but I'm trying to fix this mic. I didn't know his name, so everybody knows your name now, honey. Keke Palmer's boyfriend and child's father took to Twitter to publicly criticize her outfit choice at an Usher concert. Is it worth mentioning that based on public knowledge, Keke and Darius are not married, even though he curiously refers to her as his wife in his tweets? The irony of Darius shaming Keke for not conforming to traditional norms becomes hard to ignore when considering he had a child outside of wedlock and he is not the primary breadwinner. By Darius's own standards, being a stay-at-home unmarried father is not very traditional either. However, the unmarried father is a tradition within black culture, especially American black culture. The unmarried father, just like the unmarried mother, it's a cultural tradition. Like it's more doing it than not. And fatherless children, or children who don't live with their father and their father is not married, what we call them father deficient children. That's a cultural norm as well. Oh, girl, what did you do? Anyway, so let's read it. By Darius's own standards, being a stay-at-home unmarried father is not very traditional either, by the traditions that he is trying to make Keke conform to, right? Right. Okay. Darius, who has since deactivated and now has reactivated his Twitter, wrote the following. She shares that it's an outfit though, you a mom. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his children to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family, my representation. I have standards and morals. Girl, I can't even get past that without laughing. To what I believe, I rest my case. The house husband complex. We all know about men experiencing short man complex / syndrome. This phenomenon refers to how some short men feel like they have to be excessively aggressive or hyper masculine to compensate for societal norms that undermine their masculinity. House husbands complex emerges from the same logic. Some men might feel the need to overstate their adherence to traditional gender roles to compensate for the perceived deficiencies in conventional markers of masculinity, such as being the primary breadwinner. Unmarried fathers can also exhibit house husband complex, making their obsession with traditional patriarchy all the more ironic. It's so ironic. It's so ironic and it's so hypocritical. But their very socialized existence and how they navigate relationships is very hypocritical. It's very contradictory. It's like you say one thing, but you're asking for one thing, but you're modeling something else. It's like, can y'all even get on the same page with how you show up in society? No. But anyway. Patriarchy is a pay to play, and many black men do not have the funds to participate in the way they might want to, or in a way wealthy and white men can. This is largely due to centuries of oppression and enduring institutional barriers that affect black men's earning potential. While the number of women making more or just as much money as their male spouses is generally on the rise, black women are far more likely to out-earn their partners compared to other races of women. One study found that 84% of black mothers were primary, sole, or co-breadwinners in 2017, compared to 60% of Latina mothers and 62.4% of white mothers. That is from the Center for American Progress. That is why they need to find women to abide by the weird ass rules, because they cannot exert power anywhere else but inside of a marriage. And that's how you get in the fucked up situations that we have seen, that we have been in, and we see other women going through. You need to find somebody to marry in order to exert your perceived power and dominance, even though the majority of your living situations, the real story is she's making the most, she's the breadwinner, she's the head of household, and this is statistics, and that's what the men, they hate to hear that. And then when you become, like I said yesterday, when you become not nice to have around, a breadwinner, independent, sovereign person is going to say, you can go. You don't have to be here. And because you're not nice to be around, I no longer want you here. I do not need you to survive. Please leave. And it's just as simple as that. And they don't want to hear that. So they need you in order to, because they don't want to dominate or conquer anyone else, just the women. And so they need to get you in a marriage. They need to tell you your education is not, we don't care about your education, right? So you'll be stuck, right? You don't have no kind of earning potential. You're stuck. They want you to be stuck. We don't care about your education. We just care about, girl, y'all need to dominate somebody. So that's the only place that you can do it is in a relationship, not even a marriage, because a lot of y'all are not even getting married. Like, that's the crazy part. While it's true that cisgendered heterosexual men of all races might feel insecure when their partners out-earn them, this feeling of insecurity might be intensified in men who are doubly hyper-masculine and emasculated. The hypermasculation of black men play a role in this phenomenon, as some black men overperform masculinity due to societal expectations that associate black men with heightened masculinity. These societal expectations are fueled by colorism, featureism, and racism. The tallest, strongest, darkest complected black men are the most masculinized. Consequently, that has its implications for black women who share the same physical features. While the emasculation of black men feel because they are unable to provide might cause them to misplace blame and direct their frustration towards their black wives and girlfriends, instead of directing their frustration towards their wage-stealing white bosses who are systematically emasculating them and have been for centuries now. Under patriarchy, black men cannot perform masculinity in the way men who have power and resources can. That is why it is really, girl, it's an easy read. It's an easy read. You are living in a patriarchy. Like I said, you're living in a patriarchy and you are not ever going to measure up. So you're never going to measure up. And because of that, you decide, oh, a marriage is the last place where I can exert power. A marriage or a relationship with somebody where she agrees. Even if I don't marry her, I never have to marry her. Even if she agrees to this kind of setup, I can be with this woman for a long time. Promise, dangle marriage in front of her face with no intention. Promise monogamy, have no intentions of doing that as well, can stay in these relationships and find a way. If you agree, and if you're a person, oh, I need to be married, I need to have a man, my man, you're going to find yourself in these weird situations. And there are more men than not who are socialized this way. That's why keep looking, girl. Because more men are socialized this way, and because there's no consequence, they're able to just go from woman to woman to woman, finding a woman who is foolish enough to be like, okay, you can come here and I'll twist myself up into a pretzel and we can act like, to the point where you can call me a wife and expect these things out of me as a wife when you're not even married. So you can find those women everywhere. And they can just keep going from woman to woman to woman. Under patriarchy, black men cannot perform masculinity the way that men who have power and resources can. So some will attempt to find that lost power and respect in their romantic relationships by obsessively asserting patriarchal dominance. Boom, right there. She says it. That's the only place that they can find power is in romantic relationships. That's it. And they just need a woman who needs to be in a relationship, like, like Montrose needs to have sex. There's some women who one of their personality traits is that they're in a relationship all the time. So there's women that just need to be in a relationship. So they find these men who are like, oh, you want to be in a relationship? You desperate to be in a relationship? Let's be in this relationship, and now I can exert power over you. Now you're in this weird ass, jive ass relationship with some nigga, right? They obsessively assert patriarchal dominance, and then they want you to be traditional while not in what would be considered a traditional, I guess, an American tradition. I don't know, a patriarchal tradition, I guess. But never in the history of patriarchy have the women outpaced the men. So you're never going to measure up. The women are outpacing you, bro. That's the crazy part. Black women are outpacing black men, and we shouldn't even compare ourselves to them. But in the idea of a romantic partnership where you want to be the head of household and the man by traditional structures, you are entering into a non-traditional relationship. The women are outpacing you. And since the women are outpacing you, you have to be nice to have around. Because you're not a necessity. You understand what I'm saying? You're not a necessity. So you have to be pleasant. And a lot of these niggas aren't pleasant. And they're not pleasant because they can't find someone to exert power over. So they're mad at you, especially the sovereign women, the women who are detached from and untethered from. They hate y'all. They hate us because we're not bound by those weird ass ideologies anymore. So they hate us because they know I can't control her. I can't control her. I can't control her. I can't control what she wears. How is what I wear disrespectful to you? But when you have my image of me twerking and shaking my butt, you're able to share it. But when I'm out in my own, having a good time, you want to come out publicly knowing who Keke Palmer is. Somebody else said, I think it was Demetria Lucas. Keke has gone her whole career and has dated, and we haven't heard any weird stories about somebody disrespecting her besides that Trey Songz experience that she shared on the Breakfast Club. We haven't heard her. She wasn't romantically involved with him, just known him for years or whatever. But no problems. And all of a sudden you get with this guy, have a baby, and now he's on knowing who you are, knowing, your reputation, and he wants to come out and try to exert some authority, like that dress, but you a mom though. And I go hard. And then what's really crazy and what's really unfortunate is that his tweets show a person who might be misogynistic, who might be homophobic and transphobic, who might be, what else? A rape apologist, who is one of those, and it's like, that's the man she had a baby with. And that's when they turn around and be like, choose better, girl. Girl, what is there to choose from? What is there to choose from? Misogynoir can be playing a significant role in fostering the house husband complex, as it influences how some black men internalize notions of black women as hypermasculine and aggressive. Yeah, masculine women, right. Why do you have women who are operating, because we have both, right? But why do you have women who are operating in their whatever your idea of masculinity is, I guess taking care of the home is a trait of being masculine. When mothers take care of homes, the home is the mother. Girl. Girl, I can't. Hold on. Let me go back to Instagram. Girl, what happened? Let me go back to Instagram. What happened? Girl, I'm just saying. If you're saying that a woman is masculine because she's taking care of business, she's becoming the top earner out of the group, right? Like I said earlier, we shouldn't even be comparing ourselves to men. It's crazy to have a statistic where the women in a patriarchy are outpacing the men, to the point where the men who hold power, or the power structure, is like, you know what? In a patriarchy, we're actually going to skip over the men and we're going to go to the women and we're going to invest in them, because they are the ones who obviously are stepping into their masculinity, getting shit done. So clearly, if these women are stepping into their masculinity, getting shit done, that means there's a deficiency somewhere where the men are not stepping into their masculinity, getting shit done. Because when the power structure jumps over the men in a patriarchy, that says a lot. Shout out to Goldman Sachs. Shout out to MasterCard. Shout out to American Express. All of the companies who are looking at Black women entrepreneurship and investing, because they see Black women as the leaders of their community. God damn it. So yeah, they mad, they angry. And when they realize that they have to be nice to be around, they're going to have to adjust their behaviors, and they're going to have to adjust their ideas of gender roles. And you're just going to have to understand that, yes, she makes more than you, and she's not going to tell people that you're the leader of the household. And you're just going to have to deal with that. And you're just going to have to deal with that. And you're going to have to get over it. And if you can't, then you won't. And that's it. Let me finish reading this. Traits such as assertiveness, confidence, and autonomy might feel more threatening to Black men when they are displayed by Black women compared to other races of women. This can be seen in the differential treatment of the angry Black woman and spicy Latinas. While both tropes are dehumanizing and unfairly characterize non-white women as uniquely aggressive, the latter is often deemed less threatening and reflected in its name, angry versus spicy. Moreover, Keke Palmer being dark-skinned might be relevant. Some men might be driven to humble their dark-skinned wives and girlfriends in an attempt to overcome the stigma associated with partnering with masculine women. In a 2019 interview with The Breakfast Club, Fantasia, a Grammy-winning singer who is believed to out-earn her husband, Kendall Taylor, shared her perspective on gender roles. Listen to this shit. Y'all remember this? I remember this. Most women are trying to be the leader. See, this is where y'all get me fucked up. Because just because a person has a penis doesn't mean he is the divine leader. Right? That's where y'all get fucked up, and you get in these relationships with men who don't have the skills to be a leader, and you think because he's a man that he's automatically a leader. And that's not true. They have patriarchy tells you that men are leaders, and so you're over there like, oh, he's going to be the leader of me. But in elementary school, you learned faster than him. You developed faster than him. You were smarter than him. And all of a sudden you become an adult, and now you need somebody to lead you, girl. Get the fuck out of here. No. Here's Fantasia. Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't find a man. Girl, you can't be the leader in the house. Girl, fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way. Girl, and women who have this and women have to stand up and be the mother and the father and the provider. So then now you're so bad that you can't be told nothing. That's when the right man comes. You lose him because you're trying to be the man, girl. Again, this is all very ironic because Fantasia is the provider in her marriage by her own standards. Right. And that's why we say y'all be wearing a mask. Y'all be faking it. Y'all be faking it because the stats show more than likely you're making more than your husband. So if you're out telling your community that he's the leader and head of household only because what, he has a penis, And that's just what society tells you to say so that he won't feel emasculated, girl. So you got to tell the world a lot. You have to lie or wear a mask or play like, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's read some of the comments. I just want to read a few comments because now we got to go. Darkest Hue made a comment, says, mind you, Dalton has pictures on social media shirtless and in nothing but underwear, but you a dad. Am I right? Right, because we don't see that when it comes to men. They be on the internet doing their thing and you're like, aren't you a father? Why are you on the internet dressed like this? What? No, it's only policing women. Like, that's when somebody was in the comments saying, y'all wouldn't like it if your man was always showing his dick print and all this other stuff. Girl, shut up. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that. Oh, you a father? You need to dress. What's wrong with what you got on, man? You shouldn't wear that. You a father, girl. Someone in the comments made me realize that some people and in other comment sections are extrapolating from this situation is that it's safer to be with wealthy men because they might be less insecure, or that wealthy men are justified in acting like Darius. Let's not forget that the other extreme, being financially dependent on a man, can open you up to a lot of abuse as well. All of the men of all races and income brackets will be patriarchal. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Even when people are telling you date out, date out, date out, the whole system is a patriarchy. So they're going to be men who have these weird ideologies about how you need to show up in the relationship and how he needs to show up in the relationship. Men of all races and income brackets will be patriarchal. The tools they have at their disposal to enact patriarchal violence might vary, though, and their motivations for this violence might also vary. Right. Men of all races, incomes, socioeconomic, education are insecure. They can all be insecure, no matter how much money they have or not. You know what I'm saying? You understand? So I think it's time to go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. I know I be cutting these abruptly ending, but then I look at see at the time it's already 46 minutes, and y'all don't be watching these videos for no more than 20 minutes. I see the average. Anyways, y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy. I might make another video after this because we only were able to talk about one subject. This Keke discourse, I think, is going to keep going on because it does say a lot. And I love that the Darkest Hue call it the house husband complex, because it's like you already know what it looks like, especially in the Black community. You already know that so many of the women who are in relationships, including those that are married, are making more money than the men. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing wrong with it is when you act like you have to act like this man is the leader and stuff like that, and you're only doing that because he's a man, and you are not trying to emasculate him, because we were socialized that the man, or in traditionally the man is supposed to be the breadwinner. But then you also have to remember that the man was the breadwinner because the woman wasn't allowed to work. She was only allowed to be in the home. And then they want to mimic these things, and that's the only place where they can have power. And so they need you to agree to these weird ass gender roles that women are and have been saying that this is not it. It's tiring, it's exhausting, it's a performance that is exhausting. And then you get to turn around and just a man be a man, and while you're over here being a goddamn mule and a mattress and a fucking maid to satisfy a gender role that has not worked for a lot of people. Women are tired of it. And now that they are not dependent on men for survival, as a man, your usefulness, you need to be a kind person. You need to have like very few behavioral issues and personality issues, because if you're not nice to have around, You can be moved around with a quickness. With a quickness. You girl. If you're not adding value, what are you doing here? Girl, go away. So because he even calling her, I gotta go. Bye, I gotta go. Okay. Take care of each other, protect your energy. I said I was going a long time ago. Peace.